You're all most welcome for this session. Again, this is Raymond Musima. I'm a PI in the Ecourse4, and I work with Michigan Fellows Agribusiness Initiative, most known as MFI, in the capacity of co-director programs and strategic communication. So this is a session we have put together for anyone that is interested in the Ecourse4. If you have applied for the Ecourse4, or if you are interested, we have put together this session for you to help you navigate the application and also get to know what our interests in the program are. So the rest of the audience will join later or watch this recording on our social media platforms. So that's why we have labored to record this. I'm joined here by our co-director finance, Marion. She's also a coach in the Ecourse4. So, you know, and I'll make mention of the rest of the team if they happen to join us at any time. So I will share my screen shortly to make the presentation. Thank you for being here. Everyone that has labored, you can, notify your colleagues that the session has started. We'll have a time for you to ask questions if you have any questions, and hopefully the presentation will have some answers for some of the questions that you probably may have had before the session. So may take a little while to, okay. Can someone confirm that they can see my screen? Probably give me a thumbs up. Yes, you're able to see it. Oh, thank you. Cool. So, okay, so probably you all know that the Ecourse4 is a project that we are implementing as MFI along our partners, and that is the US mission in Kampala, the Michigan State Alliance for African Partnership, Makerere University, St. Lawrence, and Gulu University. Will be joined by Mbara University in this third and fourth cohort as one of our host universities, and this session has been put together just to help out with some of you who are trying to navigate the application process, and some of you who have already applied to get some little bit of information about how we are able to implement this project. So, you know, this Ecourse4 program is for leaders, and we intentionally focus on emerging leaders. So if you're a young leader in your community, in your school, at university, this probably is the program for you. And this program is put together with funding from the US Embassy Kampala, and is implemented by MFI along partners. We have the participation of experts, friends and allies from all over the world. Particularly, we have professors and scholars that often come into to facilitate classes from Michigan State University, the Alliance for African Partnership, African Study Center. We also have, colleagues from our host universities, from the private sector, from civil society come in and train. And essentially, the Ecourse4 revolves around four thematic areas, which are leadership, project management, civic participation, and fundraising. So if your work, rotates around any of the four areas, this probably is a course for you. It's a professional course. And in terms of what we have done so far, we have reached about 106 emerging leaders from across the country. And we have, particular districts that we focus on every cohort. For the previous two cohorts, we have worked with districts, among them Kampala, Wachiso, Gulu, Dokolo, Lira, Omor, and Mukono districts. So for the third and fourth cohort, you'll find that probably some of these districts have changed, others have remained, and that is informed by our strategic plan for this program. How to apply? I know some of you have already applied, probably some of you haven't applied. In terms of the application, you find the link to the application or the expression of interest on our website. When you go to ongoing projects, probably I'll take you through this so you are able to actually see where to go at the end of this presentation. So if you go to our website, which is www.mfi-ug.com, you go to ongoing projects, or across our social media accounts, you'll find a link that will lead you to a Google form, which is an expression of interest where you punch in your details and apply. So in terms of the eligibility for this cohort, you have to be between the ages of 18 to 28 years old, and you must be a resident of the selected districts, or the districts that have been designated for these cohorts. The third and fourth cohort are going to be merged into one, so we'll have about 100 fellows coming in from those designated districts to participate in the Ecourse4. Ensure that you have an A-level certificate. Students are encouraged to apply. If you are out of school and still meet the eligibility criteria, you're very welcome to apply. And ensure that you're a leader. You're doing work in your community, in your university, and that work is tied to any of the thematic areas. We encourage you to apply for the Ecourse4. And if you're successful with your application, you go through the program, and by the end of the program, we award you a certificate that is courtesy of MFI, the US Embassy, Michigan State Alliance for African Partnership, and selected host university. So in the previous cohorts, we've had Makere as a signatory to those certificates. We'll see how we go with the third and fourth cohort, but the certificate is courtesy of all those institutions. So in terms of the selection, what is our basis for selection, and how do we select people to participate? First of all, you have to know that this is a merit-based approach or selection process. And as I have hinted earlier in some presentations during the launch and in different spaces, that you'll be judged according to the application that you place in. So if you've been recommended by an alum, if you've been recommended by any of the staff at MFI or host institutions, ensure that you make a good case of yourself in your application, because that will be the basis of you being shortlisted for an interview and finally participating in the project. So there is no lobbying, there is no favoritism whatsoever. And probably if you have heard from any of the people that have gone through the program, you'll understand what merit-based approach is. We manage conflict of interest during our selection. So we know that our alumni will recommend friends, family, colleagues. We also encourage our friends, family, and everyone to apply, but that does not influence our decision on who gets to participate. And we have a conflict of interest management policy where we are able to effectively manage conflict and have, equal, basis for everyone to be critiqued and, participate or not in the program. We pride this project on diversity and inclusion. We are very intentional about having participation of people from all walks of life, people with different academic experiences, and fields of study, people living with disabilities, women. So you'll find, if you succeed to participate in the Ecourse4, that you'll find people from all walks of life. So diversity and inclusion is very key to our project. In terms of the priority sectors, we look at primarily agriculture, education, and health. And we've had this question come to us quite often at times, that is the Ecourse4 only for agriculturalists? And I think I'm just going ahead of myself. I will respond to those in a short while. No, it's not for only agriculturalists. It's, it cuts across different fields, different sectors. So you might be in oil, you might be in health, you might be, it doesn't matter what you're actually involved in. It goes beyond agriculture. So don't fail to apply on the basis of thought that the Ecourse4 is, just about agriculture. That's not true. So if you're applying, or if you have applied, what makes a compelling case or a good case of your application? First of all, your leadership is very key. We are looking for someone who is leading at, some point in their lives, or who has actually engaged into leadership. So how you present yourself as a leader, what you're doing, what you have done before, what you hope to do is very, very key for your application to be considered, at least at the shortlist level. The community challenge that you're addressing, we know that there are so many challenges in the community. So we are also key on actually finding out which challenge you're solving and how you're solving it. And also want to know, how good you make of the knowledge and skills that you learn in the Ecourse4 to add value to your existing work. That is equally important. If you have any innovation that you are, putting together, or that you put together, that will be, an added advantage to your application. So about some developing questions, as I've hinted earlier, some people are asking, is the Ecourse4 for only agriculturalists or agricultural students or practitioners? That's not true. You can apply, or coming from any sector that is not necessarily agriculture, and we have a diverse composition of cohorts where we have people participating from all walks of life. So please apply. Don't hesitate or think of it as an agricultural professional program only. Is the Ecourse4 only for Ugandans? No, and I have to put that into context because for you to participate in the program, you have to be a resident of one of the designated districts. You don't have to be a Ugandan for you to participate. You may be, a Kenyan, a Tanzanian, a Zimbabwean who is who is residing at the time of the training within one of the designated districts. So you can actually, you qualify to apply. For those that are outside those districts, you become ineligible to apply or participate in the Ecourse4. So on the basis of you being a resident of that designated district and you meet all the other aspects of the eligibility criteria, you can apply, regardless of your nationality. Do I have to be a resident of the designated district? Yes. If your district is not among those that have been designated as project districts, then you become ineligible to apply. So you have to be a resident. That is mandatory for your application. There are any registration fees in the Ecourse4? No, we don't have any such thing like a registration fee or any financial obligation to an applicant for you to participate in the Ecourse4. Funds have been made available through the US mission to actually implement this project. If I wasn't selected in a previous cohort, can I reapply? Yes, we encourage people who have not participated or who have not been selected to participate to reapply. There are people who have gone through the process and have actually done interviews, but still did not make it to the final list. You can reapply for the Ecourse4 and probably then you may go through. If I'm an alumni or a previous cohort, can I reapply? Alumni are not eligible for the Ecourse4. If you have gone through the Ecourse4 successfully, then you cannot be part of another cohort. Then if I participated in the Ecourse4 and didn't pass the exam, can I reapply? Yes. Going through the Ecourse4 does not mean that you earn a certificate. They are, ways to evaluate your time in the Ecourse4, such as the exam. So if you didn't pass the exam along with other requirements in the Ecourse4 and you didn't get the certificate, you can actually reapply. But priority will always be given to those that have not participated in the Ecourse4 before. Notwithstanding that you can reapply and make a good case of yourself and still participate in the next cohorts. Is it mandatory to attend the virtual interviews? Yes. If you don't attend the virtual interviews, then you will, that's automatic disqualification. You automatically disqualify yourself and you will not have the opportunity to participate in the Ecourse4. So when does the third and fourth cohort start? Set for October and November this year. And thereafter, we shall have a grand congress where we'll bring together all the, 4 cohorts. We'll have selected alumni from the 4 cohorts come together under one umbrella event where we'll have, senior dignitaries from our partner institutions, the embassy and the universities, plus private sector experts that have participated, join in as one to have a networking event. So that is pretty much what we wanted to share with you this afternoon. Hopefully it helps you understand the application process. I want to, okay, there are some questions in the chat. What are those designated districts? Yeah, I think we can probably go to the website where you can find and see the districts. So I'm currently at the university in Kampala, and I'm a leader, but I don't come from Kampala. Yes, the thing is, if you're currently residing in Kampala, you're a resident, you're at a university, and at the time of the and residing is not you having a house, is staying. Is at the time of the training you are residing or keeping in the designated district. That's what it means. So yes, John Paul or Tim, you're eligible to apply. So you can keep the questions coming in the chat. I will run to the website just to so this is the MFI website, and when you come to the website, this is ongoing projects. So you come to the ongoing projects, which you will find in Get Involved. Okay, so this is ongoing projects. You'll find that in this section, you will find information about the third and fourth cohort. So someone was asking about designated districts. There they are, you must be a resident of Kampala, Wachiso, Jinja, Iganga, Mbarara, and Tungamo. So if you're residing in any of those districts, you are eligible to apply. If you're not, then you're not eligible to apply for the third and fourth cohorts. We have a revolving basis of these districts. So there you find. So when you come, read through to understand, as you see that the deadline is Tuesday next week, which is September 6th, and check the time is 11:59. East African time. So the portal will close around that time. You want to submit your application early, and make sure you're not left out. So you come to apply now and click on it. So when you click on apply now, it should redirect you to this expression of interest form. So it's a Google form, and when you get here, definitely, excuse me, it will capture your email, so you are able to just follow it as it goes through. You share with us your information, name, phone number. We prefer the one that is on WhatsApp, your gender, your email, date of birth, academic qualification. If you have a disability, please let us know, so we are able to plan for you in case you get to the shortlist or go through to the final program. Then, as you'll find that these are the selected or designated districts. So just quickly, let me see if we can try to navigate this. So all those fields are required. That's why you have to fill in every aspect there. I'm just doing that demo for you to see how to go by this. These are the essay questions. As I said in the presentation, you need to tell us the challenge that you're solving, what are the solutions, and how the program will add value to you to enable you complete, or address the task or the challenge that you're looking at. So before you submit, please let us know how you got to know about the Ecourse4. You can select any of those that are listed, or actually put any other. So that's how the the template looks like. And when you're done, you just come here and submit. And once you submit, your application will be received and captured. So it's a very brief application, and what I can wish you for now is nothing less but success in your application. If you have any question, I'm happy to take any questions that you have. You can raise your hand, you can post in the chat. I can take 2 or 3 questions if there are any. And if any of your colleagues hasn't attended this session and you feel there is some information they need to know, we'll make this recording available on our social media platforms, so you're able to get this recorded. So Jonathan, saying, can I edit my application? No. Once you submit, you can't edit your application. So make sure that every box checks before you submit. When do you expect to shortlist? Okay, the deadline for application, and John Paul, the deadline for application is 6th September. You should get to know about who have been shortlisted or not in about 2 weeks, depending on the volume of applications that will be received. So if the applications are about thousands, so it may take a little bit of more work to actually screen them and do the selection. So, but you can look at about 2 weeks to be on the shortlist. And I have to emphasize that this is a very competitive program. We have, throughout the first and second cohorts, we've gotten hundreds of people applying, and the slots that we have are, very few. So in the third and fourth, we are looking at 100, emerging leaders, and you may find that the volume of applications about 500. So, it's very competitive. That's why you have to make a very good case of yourself in your application, so that you get on the shortlist. At the shortlist level, you'll be invited for a virtual interview. So probably you can make a better case for yourself at that point. Well, if you reside in Iganga and work in Mayuge, okay, you should be a resident in Iganga at the time of the training. So where you work from and where you reside, probably you're making rounds back and forth, but at the time of the training, we expect that you're a resident of the designated district. How you know about the shortlist will contact you through the email that you would have provided. That's why it's important for you to give us your most accurate email during the application. So that's how we'll contact you. The good thing, we have also made provision for a phone number. We usually, if we can't access you on your email and you're on the shortlist, we usually have someone call you directly on your phone to give you a notification about your selection. That is, if you're selected. So that is pretty much it when it comes to the application. So I'm going to end sharing the screen. And if there are any questions that you may have, if you have any question, please post in the chat or you know, raise your hand, and we still have about 5 minutes to end. Well, if there are no questions, we can end it here. I can only wish you good luck in your application. Make sure that you, by the time you choose to submit, you're submitting a very competitive application, and hopefully I will get to, I and the coaches and everyone on the team will get to see you around during the interviews and also in the final Ecourse4. What if okay, let me take this one. Henry Chi Sembatia Chitandwe says, what if I have more than one community role I play? Can I bring them out? Well, bring out the best of you. If it needs bringing everything to your application, you know, that is entirely up to you. If you want to bring out the, you know, the most, you know, the role that you're most proud of or that you're most attached to, that is also fine. So it's entirely up to you to make a case for yourself. So Henry, I hope that really helps. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for sparing your valuable time to be here. And as I said earlier, we will make this recording available. I want to wish you a very good afternoon, a very good weekend, and also wish you good luck in your selection. So bye from us. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye.